Right, I think it's about time, isn't it? Sorry for the delay, everyone. I had uh, Adobe Premiere exporting right up on the deadline, and we overshot a bit, but everyone's been tweeting all day, and it's been amazing so far. So hopefully we can get Aragon Remake trending. Now, I'm about to start my watch of the movie. Hopefully we can get some other people in Discord as well talking about um, the film as well. And I reckon we'll be starting very soon once we get everything set up here. Oh, and if you do want to join us on Discord as well, there should be a link in the description. And yes, I can confirm there is. So it's discord.gg/Arcaena, and you can join us in the general voice chat, and you'll be able to hear your thoughts on the live stream as well. All right, I'm just going to send one more tweet to let everyone know that we're live, and then I think we'll get started. Oh, don't forget to include the Aragon Remake hashtag in every tweet. I almost forgot just there. All right, and we've got our live tweet storm rolling down the side of the screen as well. And here we go. Oh, better get my tweets ready as well. All right, so many buttons to press. Okay. But I think we're ready, and we're going to start watching. Here we go. Ah, the sly fox. The sly fox who told us he could tell that truth. One day this could be the Disney logo. But for now, this is what we have to deal with. Jeremy Irons' Brom is one of the few universally beloved things to come out of this movie. And the scenery is pretty good too. So it was filmed throughout Hungary and Slovakia. This whole sequence is quite visually appealing, but all the exposition could have been included in the story itself, even if it is just Brom telling a story in Carver Hall. Galbatorix. Now that looks like a fantasy mountain. If only it had Trondheim inside it. Notice how Arya is never actually called an elf in the movie. She's always an ally of the Varden. Alright, we're introducing Galbatorix now, just 2 minutes in. How long did we have to wait for Galbatorix in the books? Imagine Galbatorix's shock when he finds out that stone is an egg. Aragon. Even Brom's narration calls Aragon a young boy, and later we're going to find out that he's in fact 17. At that point, he'd already be considered an adult for a full year in this universe. Where's that light coming from? I actually quite like this sequence. And the music works so well. Music composed by Patrick Doyle. Visual effects too, they were really good. For 2006, it still holds up. Yeah, you have to admit, the score by Patrick Doyle is amazing. Make sure you keep tweeting, everyone. And if you want to join me, feel free to, boot up your copy of Aragon again, start from the beginning, and make some more tweets. I love that face Durza makes when he realizes Arya isn't reaching up to hand him the egg. Did he think that would work? Imagine being one of the first people to see the movie. You know nothing about it or what's to come, and you'd be so excited at this point for what's in the film. Aside from that weird dialogue about the stone egg, there's nothing to foreshadow the tragedy that's about to unfold. Poor Dursa. Yeah, up to here, the movie's honestly pretty good. Based upon the novel by Christopher Paolini. That's debatable. What what is blowing on it meant to do? He's blowing on it as if it was hot soup. Is he going to eat it? Ooh, Carver with the mountains of the spine in the background. We're going to find out later that this man is horsed. So, if Alberich and Baldur have been conscripted in the first movie, I wonder how they were going to retcon that for the rest of the series. Hello, Sloane. It's the I have something meme that we used in the tweet storm last time. I'm sure you've seen that around. People have probably been sending it. Why would you even say that? Why would you even say it's from the spine? You tell him, Sloane. Sloane is actually being perfectly reasonable here, and it doesn't really set up his character for what's to come in the following books. I love this. It's a bit rude. So I wonder if the filmmakers knew that Brom was Aragorn's father at this point. I wonder if Christopher told them, because obviously we didn't know. But that look that he gave Aragorn when he saw that Aragorn was watching. Rowan here is taking all the sarcastic lines that should have set up Sloane's character. Ah, with his invisible catch. Exactly, no respect for the hunter. That's what Sloane should have been doing. Of course, it does set up that sibling dynamic, but it really needs to be Sloane that taunts Aragorn like that. Because then it just makes Aragorn's forgiveness of him so much more meaningful in the later books, in Brisinga. What do you think of the egg? Looks like a pill from the Matrix, the blue pill. Now that Rowan's reason for leaving Carvahor is to escape the draft and not his love for Katrina, the character seems to take a completely different turn. He just isn't the same character at all. This is a great example of how changing one innocuous thing like putting soldiers in Carvahor can have a knock-on effect that changes a story down the line, like stepping on a butterfly. I think a new adaptation would be far more successful just for the simple fact that any screenwriter working on the adaptation will know the entire story from the start, so they know what needs to be there. Wisdom from Garrow. Garrow is actually surprisingly wise in the books, especially with his blessing for Rowan when Rowan leaves. We're never going to find out what those reasons were, are we? Not in the movie, in any case. Oh, we're about to hear Garo's blessing. Wait. Uh, that's it? Well, that was shorter than I remembered. There's things that make you love a character, and when you ignore them entirely, their death is just meaningless. You can't, you just can't get attached to movie Garo in the same way that you can with book Garo. Because I think that's pretty much all we see of him before he dies. Well, that's sad, but I'm sure we'll see Rowan again, right? Hint, we never see him again. Actually, the egg here has a different shape. It's more oval, whereas the last one had straight edges. It had some parallel edges in between the... So I guess this is the CGI version, and then the other one was a prop, but they didn't match them up. Galbatorix is in for a real shock when he finds out. Dragon Hiccup. It's quite cute. Yeah, not a bird, but not a mammal either, so why is it covered in fur? Ooh. So we were having a discussion earlier on Twitter about everyone... Wait, what on earth is Galbatorix sleeping in? Anyway, we're having a discussion about how all these individuals suddenly know that a dragon is hatched, and whether that's a good or bad thing. In some ways, it's good because it can move the plot along quickly when you have a limited time, because now all the important people know that the dragon's hatched. So in that regard, you can speed the plot along. You don't have to waste too much time on it. But it does change the story a little bit. Okay, so Aragon can already hear Arya. I didn't notice that detail last time I watched. I'm concentrating too much on watching the movie at the moment, so if I say anything that you want to tweet about, please go ahead and tweet it. Like, the more the better. So make sure just to include the Aragon Remake hashtag in every tweet. And if you want, include a link to the stream as well. That was pretty rude. I wonder how big that rat was. That's true. Okay, so elves do exist in the movie. So why is Arya not an elf? If Aragorn is 17, then he's already a man, and you're a bit too late there, Durza. Also, the motivation here is so basic. Galbatorix's goal in the books was to recruit Aragorn and kill him only if he failed at that, not just kill him because he wanted Saphira dead. Apparently, that's the motive here. We're hearing a lot about Aragorn's mother, but we won't be getting any closure on that. Not in this movie. Sting 251? No, that's the script. Create your very own Razak with this one simple spell. And also, once again, the basic, simple, kill the rider motive. There we are, so it's horsed, which means Albric and Baldur have been recruited into the army. Those ears prick up on those soldiers. So I'm not sure why the soldiers would let him finish. That's a good quick reaction time there. Often in movies, dialogue is so stilted, people wait unnaturally for someone to finish a sentence before they jump in when it's meant to be an interruption, and that was almost an interruption there, so that was pretty good. Oh no, it's happening. Oh. I can understand that there are time constraints in a 90-minute movie, but I don't like this scene. She's gone. My hopes for an Aragon remake. But wait. What's this? It's Disney. What are they doing? They're working on an Aragon remake. And here it is. And you know what else is here? The Skethers. Scale feathers. That's actually the name they used internally. They called them Skethers. Even Saphira doesn't know what to think about them. CGI still looks good. Yeah, they were called skethers. Mixture of scale and feather. So, if we recall that Aragon can't read, what is he doing here? Is he reading this, or is he just looking at the pretty pictures? Brom is angry that he touched the book. Smudged all the ink. "30 seconds and Brom is already done with Aragon's shit. At least the book and movie have that much in common. That was a nice roast by Brom there. Mind your corn. Till your fields. But then again, we have to remember that that's his son. It's funny to think about. Why does it have a blue gem? It would have, like, it would have cost them nothing to pick a red gem out of the box when making that sword. I don't know what creative decision went into putting a blue gem there when it's explicitly described as red. In the book, Sloane was far more cooperative and ready to sell out Aragon. I think it makes Aragon's future interactions with Sloane a bit less meaningful because he didn't do it willingly. But this torture certainly sounds brutal. So it's actually completely understandable that he would sell out Aragon. But in the books, he did it less to save his own skin and more just because he wanted to. Cryo Drake says, didn't he do it to get rid of Roran? As in, didn't Sloane tell the Razak where Aragon lived to get rid of Roran? so he wouldn't marry Katrina. And that's probably the case, but there is no motive for that here in the movie. It would be a lot better if they did have that. So Saphira kidnapping Aragon was meant to be her moment of weakness. But because of the condensed timeline of the movie, there's no time anyway. Aragon wouldn't have been able to warn Garrow. So Saphira doesn't actually have that moment of weakness. She was in the right the whole time. So the movie basically makes her infallible, but also makes her nothing more than a beast of burden. The weird dynamic. Could have at least put some fake tears in there. Oh, there we go. Okay, later on, Aragon fights Brom. You would think he would have learned from this incident that Brom could overpower him. I mean, there was no reason. There was no reason to burn down the house. Of course, in the books, it's the Razak who do it, but then if Brom just turns up and does it, what is the reason for that? To hide the body? No. Why? Could have at least left him there for Roran. Once again, the scenery is beautiful. If only the story was as well. It definitely looks very fantasy. Oh, apparently Aragon Remake is trending. Keep it going, everyone. They're going to keep repeating that line for the rest of the movie. "17, there we go. How did they manage to get further from the truth with every guess? Brom had it right with the first one. And of course, Aragon looks remarkably unaffected by Garrow's death. Possibly a few days have passed here, but because of the condensed timeline of the movie, it doesn't feel like 3 days or more. It feels like this is just their initial ride from the farm. Because I've been about a bit. What happened to being a storyteller? I mean, it was a better cover story than whatever he's pretending to be in the movie. That was good. Brom is done. So now Aragon has to apologize to Saphira, even though it should be Saphira apologizing to Aragon, because this was her mistake. Brom looks very happy. I'm glad we still get this scene where Brom flatters Saphira and Saphira takes that well. Well, he does know a bit about dragons. And also here, Aragorn's reasoning for not wanting to ride Saphira again is just because he's scared. Whereas in the books, it's because she filleted him like a fish and scaled his legs. It. Saphira's always an it, and she's standing right there listening to every word they say. Alright, well, I think that incorrect plot point has been discussed to death. Uh, Durza, this guy had nothing to do with your previous failed plan. Why are you cutting off his foot and then asking him to go find Aragon? Don't you think he'll need it? So when this guy fails, the reason will obviously be because his foot was cut off. Did I miss the motivation here, or is there none? Ew, Razax. That's an ugly sound. For anyone who doesn't know, the plural of Razak is Razak. Like sheep. Anyway, as I was saying, there's no motivation here. Aragorn has to go to the Varden because he has to go to the Varden. The progression in the book where Aragorn is seeking revenge and then circumstances force him to the Varden is a lot more realistic. Whereas here, I don't know if I missed it or I can't remember it, but there was no motivation. Brom just says they have to go to the Varden. Someone might be able to correct me on that. It would be interesting to see this in anything other than PG. Aragorn has a particular set of skills. He's trained with swords. Oh dear, indeed. Aragorn realizes his mistake. Make sure you keep those tweets coming in. And if you want to join me in the voice channel as well, you can do so at discord.gg/Arcaena. There's a link in the description. More scenery. It looks very good. Ah, Darret. If you want to slip through Darret unseen, just don't slip through it. Go around it. I mean, the motive, of course, is they need supplies, but they didn't mention that. Yes, keep Zephyra close to the populated village. I wonder what Brom's going off to do here. How come I haven't seen any tweets for 5 minutes? You're still all tweeting, aren't you? It's convenient that Angela is speaking in third person, because I can think of no other way to introduce her name to the viewer. I like the gif that Humid sent. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be watching the movie. Whoops. the fortune reading was important enough to keep in the movie, but not important enough for them to change the wording. And Solumbum's words are important to set up the story too, but they're all gone as well.
Greetings.
Hello, welcome.
I am disappointed that they did not keep Salabum
Yeah.
in the movie.
That's a
I
sick
feel like
burn from Brom. Why didn't she see that coming? I mean, she's a fortune teller, so you'd expect she should.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't know what characters would be important because they made this movie without reading Eldest, Brisinga, or Inheritance. But I think if they asked Christopher and kept him on board, they would have known what to keep and what they would be able to get rid of.
Judging from what he said before, it was literally signed here. Okay, see you later.
Yeah.
Maybe a question or two.
Yeah. They didn't really consult him much.
I believe the no Arya not being elf thing was a director's choice as well.
Yeah, but like, why? I mean, was a pair of ears not in the budget?
You gotta remember, this was the time period of hey, let's grab any book we can get our hands on and make it into a movie, and we'll just assume it's automatically going to be great.
Yeah.
How they did with Harry Potter.
You got to put the effort in for it to be great. Anyway, I'm sure we won't see Angela again. She's not an important character at all.
Totally. You know what's the weird part? The place, like, didn't Aragon use magic before he met Angela?
Yes, yeah, but that was in TM.
Yeah.
So it's just because they've moved it around a bit.
Yeah, they swapped events around. I just never realized that.
Yeah. Which is why I think a series would be a lot better. Because you have more time. There's just not enough time in a 90-minute movie to tell the story properly.
Another thing no one like showed was even during the first book, Saphira loaned her strength to help fuel Aragon's spells. They never show that in the first in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there is one line later on where Saphira says something along the lines of, we're strongest when we're together. But yeah, a lot of the magic system, they never cover that. So it's quite...
Yeah.
They've simplified quite a bit.
Oh, and the eye thing. Yeah, that was a completely made up part. I get the scene that they were reducing, but like, eye thing was like completely made up almost.
Hmm.
The eye spell.
Yeah. Yeah. Skoblakus Ven.
Yeah. Apologies, I'm not watching the... I don't have the movie on me right now, so I'm trying to keep up from just what I'm seeing.
No, that's fine. I mean, if I had the option, I would stay far away from the movie too.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's another thing that they were forced to do. Brahm was very slow to introduce Aragon to magic. It was like lift rock. Instead, now it's, oh yes, let me teach you about the trees and the vines. As if Aragon might accidentally go and lift an entire tree by accident. That would definitely not kill him.
Yeah, and later on, Aragorn uses Kavista to strangle a Razak with a branch.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
All he learnt was the word. He He hasn't learned magic.
Yeah, he hasn't learned magic, and also that doesn't drain him too much, but yet casting a little fire apparently does.
Well, it was quite energetic, the fire.
That's true. It's just inconsistent. You don't see him tired.
The other thing
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
movie doesn't get right is that they keep saying that riders command dragons. It's another example of how the movie treats dragons as little more than glorified horses.
Yeah. Technically, if the dragon says no, we're going over here. Technically, the rider is not. There's nothing the rider can do.
Yeah.
Protest and be upset, but technically, there's nothing they can do. Now, maybe to a degree, if there's like special, they're in combat and the rider needs something done, I can maybe see the dragon taking
Yeah.
mental commands. Nothing like a horse to a level of a horse.
No, I mean, like, they have to work together.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the tail, they never. I would love to see Christopher write something like that about, hey, let me go walk on your tail. Oh, who thought of that? Why are they even doing this? Seriously, that's very dangerous and dumb. Why are they even doing that?
Oh, look, I didn't realize that dragons had Optifine. Sorry, Minecraft joke. Of course, you have to expect that from MCAlagaesia.
I mean, I suppose I'll give them credit. They at least kept the dragon seed differently. Sort part, which I'm not sure if that was on purpose or that was just to visually, show difference.
I think so. It is meant to be more blue, though, isn't it? The blues are meant to be more vibrant.
Yes,
This is quite, like, desaturated and red.
yes. Although apparently, correct me if I'm wrong. Apparently, all dragons see how Saphira sees.
Yes.
It's not just Saphira's a blue dragon, so she sees blue.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. That's my understanding of it as well.
which is based off of how Christopher sees, because he's colorblind.
Yep. There we go, Kavista.
Yeah, these Razak. Like, what were they based off of?
I don't know. Wait, do they have one eye?
They have one eye. They're like bugs. They're like mummies. They're like medieval mummies, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, the Razak in the book were like kind of like not bugs, not worms, but like fledgling birds, almost
Yeah,
like.
birds. I'd say that's the closest. Although only because of their beaks. I think they're described as insectoid a bit.
Yes, because they can't handle the sun, if I recall, or they're uncomfortable in it. Your responsibility nearly cost Saphira her life. She hit a tree. If a dragon got taken down by her just accidentally ramming into a tree, I'd be kind of be like, really?
Oh, this is good. We actually do get a bit of angry Brom here.
That is true, and he did get angry a few times in the book.
We've been reading Aragon on the Arcaena Discord server every Sunday. And yeah, we've just gone past some angry Brom. It's always nice to see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I feel like now I know what it feels like to be streaming and missing chat. Someone asked in chat, where did they get the whole if the rider dies, the dragon dies thing? I think they completely made that up.
Well,
I think they just did that for drama in for drama in the movie.
if you just read the first book, you could deduce that, but what you're ignoring, like it's left open, so it is possible to assume, but you do have to make an assumption.
Yes, but then it then goes back to what you said earlier. If they were really unsure, why didn't they just email Chris?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
no,
Yeah,
this was 2006. No, they had emails, but
yeah. Email
you
existed.
call.
You could
Yeah.
you could probably even tweet at Christopher then because Twitter existed. I'm not sure if he had an account though. Why?
Took his sword. I drove it through his heart.
And as he died, so did his dragon.
Well, watch them be watch it be the jokes on us, and that's how Chris writes more than the dying. Brom takes the sword and actually stabs him in the heart. How was it a shame for him? He killed a traitor.
Yeah, but then he like that in doing so, he also killed the last dragon, except for Galbatorix's dragon.
I suppose.
You can see this guy is limping.
Yeah, apologies, but I'm not watching the movie as well, so I'm gonna have to rely on you then.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is this the part where they like failed to go get him?
Yep.
These orcs. No, not orcs. These Urgles. They
I mean,
totally ripped it off.
I
Like,
can
not Chris.
I can understand your confusion with orcs because they do look like that. There's nothing that makes them Urgle here. Where are the horns? The grey skin.
Yeah.
They're more red.
Are they red?
They look like brownish red, but they're meant to be grey in the books. With yellow eyes. The eyes are red here.
I remember the yellow eyes. I actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I ever. Yeah, I remember them being gray. I didn't remember them being red. Congratulations, you've just been promoted.
Durza was just talking to himself there. But there's so many better ways to introduce Aragon's motivation to rescue Arya.
So this part I'm not sure if it was ever answered in the book. He sees Arya while dreaming. So was it him magically looking at her? Was it her? No, she said she called out for someone and she felt Aragon. Or was it the dragons and you know where connecting them? I don't think it was ever explained.
So the dragons I mean,
Oh
this
yes,
series
that's right.
is 20 years old at this point, so I reckon we can talk about spoilers. The Vault of Souls, the dragons in the Vault of Souls did mention that they were influencing events, so they could like conceivably connect Arya and Aragon, even if Arya was reaching out herself. So
No, no, they did. They did. I remember because oh crap, why am I not remembering his name? The gold dragon of the elf, Gladir. Gladiator got angry at them, like, you sent them to there without wards, and they were like, it was too late. Braum died, and we didn't know. No, so yeah, they actually did send him to go rescue Arya.
Yep.
It's funny. Braum is saying, "What are you doing? All will be lost if you die or get hurt." And yet, in the books, Arya was the one ridiculing him for being reckless.
That's my favorite line. I'm the rider and I say we go. So cringy. It just makes dragons out to be subservient beasts.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a good picture of the Urgles.
Oh.
You're looking at your Twitter feed.
Yeah.
I can do this. I can believe. Oh, there's that line. Our power is greatest when we're together.
Yeah. But, it doesn't really explain the intricacies of magic completely.
Can't truly be together in time. You're a human. She's a dragon. I'm sorry, you'll never be as strong as her. That's the point of the bond. To become stronger together.
No, Elgon wants to do it apart. Because he's edgy.
He does do something like this in Inheritance when he's trying to make that sword appear. But that was more of a him thing, not a I want to be as strong as you thing.
Look at this place. So much budget. If only they spent a bit more adapting the story and a bit less on the fire pits.
Yes.
So he's using Skullblucker's Ven. But Saphira's not even here. So what is he supposed to be doing now? Looking through her eyes?
Yeah, and does that mean they get X-ray vision somehow?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just see through stuff?
I guess he's like sensing Arya's mind, but in the way that they can show in the movie.
Magic. I mean, I suppose it's like Chris did mention how one of the hardest things that would be trying to display the bond and whatnot through a film.
Yeah. Robert Carlyle is great as Durza.
Yes. Jeremy Irons and him. Who was the actor one more time?
Robert Carlyle for
Durza.
Durza. Yeah.
Yes, those two did an outstanding job at their roles.
And honestly, I don't mind John Malkovich if I can ignore the first line where he's like, I suffer without my stone.
Him as Galbatorix? Yeah, I could see that. Maybe a little bit design change, but yes, I could see him. Get down, Mr. President. Oh yeah,
the arrow is pointing out the front of his head. So Aragorn shot the arrow into his forehead, and then when you cut back to Durza, the tip of the arrow is pointing out.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, so the arrow just magically did a 180 in midair before it implanted itself shaft first into Durza.
Also, the sword. That's those spells shouldn't have done it. Oh, and also he was using wordless magic. Durza was using wordless magic.
Well, I mean, Durza can. He's pretty capable.
Uh, yeah, I could see that. Can you carry 3? Not for long. Oh, if they ever do remake it, Aragon, I hope they show Murte infiltrating uh the camp.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, that line. I'm glad they at least kept that line from the book.
Which one was it?
Um, or it's something close to it. Basically, Brahms saying, "Protect her with your life, for without her,
Yeah,
life will be hardly worth living."
yeah. There it is.
You're not strong enough yet. Again, if Saphira had loaned her the strength. Oh wait, actually, loaned the strength.
Okay, then why don't you give it a try, Aya?
Because I'm just a human with no magic, not elf.
Yep, probably.
Uh in the movie, he dies while riding Saphira. Do you think that part actually was almost a little bit better than him just rolling over dead in a cave?
Um, I don't know.
This might be the only thing I might say that was better about the movie than the book.
I mean, it shows that like the book shows that death isn't what's the word? It's not glamorous.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He
Never
just
mind, I take it back.
yeah, he just, passes away and then, there was no fanfare. He didn't get anything. That was just the end of Brom the Storyteller.
Hmm.
In fact, I think that's how it's described in the book. That was the
Yes,
end of Brom the Storyteller. It's just
yes.
something so simple, so mundane for someone so important.
I can't breathe fire, but I can do this for him.
It's an oven.
Yeah,
She made an oven. She just cooked Brom.
extra crispy. Now time cannot ravage him. Did you also pump out all the air? Because he'll still decay in there.
Well, at least we know Brom died happy knowing that he no longer needs to be in this movie.
Yes. Oh, okay. So this is okay. So this part, I will admit, is cool. Cool. So they show Saphira's wings fully extended and how far down her body it goes.
Yeah.
The one part that I like about that is that it is more realistic and realistic aerodynamically compared to other dragon designs I keep seeing today, like for
Ah.
Spyro, where it's like just twigs for wings.
Yeah.
I digress. My apologies.
No, that's alright. It's interesting to hear. So what's Durza going to do with his fingernail this time?
Quick, she's having a heart attack.
Also, how does Saphira know that Shade has poisoned her?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
There
How
we
can
go.
she?
The plot device just literally drops from the sky.
Wait a minute. Can non-magic users use telepathy?
Some can, but not all.
My life, I dream of. No, you didn't, Archer. I believe Murtagh actually, the movie actually changed Murtagh's character in the book. Because I believe he was brown hair, but then the movie had black hair Murtagh, and then Paolini changed him to black hair.
Is that so?
Yeah, I remember. I'll have to double check with the
Yeah.
wiki, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
So Murtagh is very keen to get to the Varden.
Oh yeah, unlike the book where he's like, no, I won't. Nothing to do with the Varden. This is like opposite of Murtagh. Murtagh, like, I suppose he was somewhat friendly with Aragon, but I didn't think he wanted to be like best buddies. Let me show you the way.
Ah, look, it's Father Dur.
Completely skipped the desert.
That's true. Yeah, it's just too short. The more I watch this, the more it's cemented in my mind that you really need to do a TV series rather than a movie.
Yeah, Chris said he would prefer the movie. I don't see how, unless you do it Lord of the Rings style.
Well, Christopher might know what he wants to cut out, and he might have written a script for it back in the day, but personally, yeah, I would prefer a TV series. Like, not, 24 episodes, but maybe 6 episodes per season.
I was thinking anywhere from 6 to 9.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, maybe
You
maybe
don't need
12.
many for Aragon, but you can probably need more later on.
There were complications.
Complications do tend to happen. But fortunately for you, your incompetence may work in my favor. Will be punishable by death. It's very Severus Snape, Alan Rickman there. So if Durs has failed you so many times, why does this important task also fall to him?
Exactly.
It falls to you.
And also, doesn't he already know where they are? Or did the writers also forget forget that he had spies in there?
Well, I think it's because the dwarves sealed all the known entrances to Farthen Dur. At least that's how it was in the books.
Call your beast inside. Oh yeah, that definitely drives home the beast of burden thing for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dragon. If it attacks, you will die
Saphira the
first.
horse. So what? Aragon and Arya are already in love.
Hello.
Hello, Lord Scott.
Hello, welcome to the Discord chat.
Hi. I'm watching this stream and I just had to join Saphira the Feathered Horse.
Feathered horse. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, you gotta do
apologies.
the feathered.
Well, okay, if you want to be technical,
Skethered.
she's a skethered horse.
Skethered, yes.
Okay, so this part's interesting where they show the Urgles, quote unquote Urgles, like attack a dwarf and they start going inside. There was a part in the first book how it's like, oh, they were using an old, like, abandoned city.
Yeah, it's a staging ground.
Yeah, so
Or
it's
the ad.
interesting because, yeah, so sometimes they actually do refer to different parts of the book, but they barely refer to it. They cut out the baby, completely cut out the twins.
Seize him.
Yeah. And then made his scar tiny.
Poor Motag, he walked into a cactus.
Yeah, pretty much.
What, it's on
Till the
his...
day,
Is that his, like, side? It's not
Something
exactly on his back. Like a parallel
Yeah.
to Aragon's scar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that man until the day he died. Wasn't he like 5 when? No, he was like 2.
Didn't Morzan throw the sword at him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
how-
did, but Murtag's only like a year or 2 older than Aragon, and Aragon was conceived the same year Morzan died. So for him to hate him his entire life, he must have had a really good memory then for a 2-year-old.
Right?
Math has ruined it once again.
I wonder how long it took Durza to pick out what random word to shout. Annihilate. It's quite random.
Also, they completely missed the fact that Durza had them under a spell. He didn't need to talk to them. He just said, "Go do this," and they were forced to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I think at that point he was talking to the human soldiers, which of course weren't meant to be there at all.
Yeah.
Yes, because wasn't it completely Urgles in the first book?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the battle at Farthen Dur was just the Urgles versus the Varden.
Yeah, because didn't the king want to at least somewhat hide that he was using Urgles as soldiers in the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Actually.
from the people of Alagaesia. Because that wouldn't be good if
Yeah,
they
it
knew.
wouldn't be good for public.
Perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When word spread of a new right, word spread. They just got there. Who else
Yeah.
could have saw them galloped all the way there faster than they did, and was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a new rider."
Yeah, especially because it all happened in 3 days, or that's how, at least how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, in the book, they were blindsided. The only thing that they were expecting was like a single message from Brahm. It was the only warning they had.
I'm gonna be honest though, the armor in the movie looks pretty nice.
It does look nice. It does. Be back in one moment. My dinner is here.
Yep. That looks like one of the filters you put on a picture, making your face wide.
Come off it. It's only been 3 days.
Yeah. In the books, didn't they just drag out old dragon armor that they had? So it didn't really fit her correctly.
Well, that was a quick promotion. Our leader who rides her. He's been there for, what, 6 hours?
Yeah. Oh, and the dragon armor changes. So right there you saw it, and then when it's actually on Saphira, completely different.
I'll have to look at that.
So there you saw it like completely covered her face, and then
Yeah. And it had like a intricate detail.
yeah. I noticed that the last time I watched it. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Doesn't even look like the same metal.
Yeah, it's a lot shinier.
Yeah.
No detailing.
Yeah. It might just be the same thing as Egg at the start of the movie.
Yeah, it would be like a
Or
prop
the
versus CGI model.
yeah.
And they just didn't communicate.
Communicate how it was supposed to look.
Yeah.
Even though it would be just a picture attached to an email, but
Yeah, or you just create the model first and then
yeah.
use that in CGI. Maybe it didn't work out. I mean, the shape looked a little off, so. But at least, like,
They
maybe
may have
they could have made a
yeah.
model after CGI as well. It could work either way.
Yeah. Maybe they just ran out of budget.
It's possible. they probably had so much that they thought, oh, we'll never run out.
And then
And
they
then
ran
they
out.
did. Yep. Oh, I was wrong. That's my favorite line.
Yeah. So why did they put the cage in the middle of the battlefield?
I don't know. And also, like, Murtagh was meant to be living in, like, a luxurious room with all his
Yeah.
needs catered for. Because, you know, the point was that the Varden are not savages.
Yeah. At least they kept Arya being somewhat of a badass.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't really screw that up.
She's not an elf, but she's still very capable.
Yeah.
Hang on. Those aren't Urgles.
Right?
And they're not Urgles.
It looks like there's no Urgles.
Yep, I think they're all gone.
Yeah,
Somehow.
they all died.
And Saphira's just burning down, like, their own encampment.
Yeah.
So apparently the reason why this battle scene is so jumpy and hypercut is because all the deaths were cut out to make it PG, because it wasn't originally filmed for PG. So it'd be great to see it how it was originally intended to be viewed.
Yeah. The thing that Durza's writing, that's supposed to be the Razak's, like,
It's Batman.
parent. Yeah.
So in the film, they call it the Beast
That's
in the script.
all. That's all they call it.
Yeah, and on the wiki they call it Sandava. No, wait. Yeah, that's correct. Which means Shadow Flapper, which is what the... No, did they... Yeah, yes, they call it Sandava.
Yeah. I mean, at least they got Aragorn being hit in the back. Because you saw that for a second, but it didn't do much.
Yeah, and like he's not even worried about it.
Wounded.
Yeah.
That's something they should have done at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
So they could at least use the... Hey, he got wounded.
Yeah. But that's the trouble with having this fight entirely in the air. They can't, like, have a battle scene on the ground where it's possible for that to happen.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so that's... He just got hit on the back there.
Oh, I'm a bit ahead, I think.
Ah, okay.
That's probably that.
But yeah, he's still not very bothered by it.
You're gonna have to throw me.
Superior's glitching like a computer.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty cool move. I don't know if it's thematically on par with smashing the Star Sapphire, but pretty cool nonetheless.
Yeah, throwing him and then the I expected more thing.
Don't worry, Ogon, we all expected more too.
I've returned. What part are we at?
Saphira fake dying is where I'm at.
My life. Take it.
Yeah,
Even though according to the rules of this movie, if I die, you still die.
yeah.
Just the script misspelled together.
And this is the first time he's actually gotten tired from using magic.
So this part's a little like she's missing chunks out of her neck.
Yeah.
Yet he somehow has the strength to regrow all that.
Yeah, no, he would have died in the books if he tried that.
Yeah.
Just from the magic draining him.
I mean, even
Hello?
reset.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. Sorry, I'm new. Hi.
Welcome.
We're live streaming, watching the Aragon movie.
Yeah, I just came from the stream. I actually want to pop in and say this one thing because I don't know if I've ever heard anyone note this before, but I like that the whole Aragon trying and failing to heal Saphira is it's kind of just included as a callback to when he tried and failed to heal Braum, but this time he succeeds, and it's obviously not, accurate.
It's
or
not
useful,
realistic, but it is a progression. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that's funny.
That scene we just watched shows how we all feel looking at the movie.
I don't know. The movie might have ended well if they just had it to where they were dead.
Yeah, like a standalone thing, separate from
Like
the
a
inheritance
standalone-
cycle. I mean,
Yeah. and they
there's
just
still
died at the
problems
end of
with
the movie.
like the story of the rest of the film, even if you don't look at it as an inheritance cycle adaptation. But
Yeah.
it could be something interesting.
One interesting thing is that Paolini wrote the script for the Eldest movie, and sold it. And he actually included the first movie, so he magically worked around the first movie.
Yeah, it was a soft reboot.
So
Murtagh is just trying to traumatize Aragon here.
he's just fucking with him. You go fucking.
Like, that's not... You don't do that. It's not cool.
It's awful.
Didn't he do that in the book too? So
No,
no, I thought he did.
no, he didn't. Also, again, a lacking of showing the bond. He should have automatically felt her. Unless, wait a minute, that means it's implied that she deliberately wasn't communicating with him.
They were
So
both working together to...
They were working
Mess
together to fuck with
Wow.
Aragon.
Yeah, I know my husband or wife just, thinks I'm dead, but how about we give him a laugh by thinking...
Yeah, a
Oh.
laugh. Sure.
Also, wait, where did they dump him? Is this like a closet? Like a spare, closet?
It looks like it.
Oh yeah, our hero saved us all. Let's just dump him in the closet.
Dump him in the closet with the nearest outlook for Saphira.
Yeah.
So also,
Oh, and then go ahead.
no, are you just leaving for no reason? Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, okay, fun's over. Bye.
Yep. I've got to go back to my people who are elves, are they? Because you have not been an elf this entire movie.
Well, she did say the name Elismara.
Yeah, she said
In a
Elismera,
minute.
but we don't know
princess.
that those are elves.
Yeah, we
No.
don't know they're elves. We just know that the city exists.
Yeah.
Reds throughout Alagaesia.
Speaking of, what is that great price? Where is his scar?
Right? Oh, and they're in love.
Actually, you were a farm boy, quite literally yesterday, or
Yeah,
nearly.
yep.
That's-
Last week you were a farm boy, now you're a dragon rider. And you were very wise because of it. Like, what?
I'll be waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow, that which unfortunately never comes.
15 years.
Fortunately.
Tomorrow will come. Sooner than you think.
Imagine if Christopher just tweeted that at us. And just like, yeah, tomorrow will come sooner than you think. What?
And then tomorrow there's an announcement.
Right? But of course, it's an announcement in a reply to fan art. Because apparently Christopher.
Okay,
does
so
that.
he said, he said. Actually, wait. I'm gonna finish what I'm gonna say after we see the last scene.
Yeah.
Bravo! Woohoo!
Yeah.
Why are all the bad guys in this movie obsessed with long, black, ugly fingernails?
Right?
It's disgusting, by the way. Is that sword white? Is that
Just
silver?
metal. Yeah, steel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep holding on, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I remember as a kid I loved this song because of this movie.
Yeah, yeah. I also remember thinking that the symbol on Eragon's hand was really cool.
Yeah.
The promo art was actually really cool. It was like all fiery and magic. Just
Yeah.
the movie sucked. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Paolini did say that we should have an answer before the end of the year. He did tell us that in the last live stream.
That did come up, yes.
I think he's not telling us everything. Obvious
When
reasons
has he
ago.
ever?
Yeah.
You know.
My question is, why at the end is there a griffin?
I think it's supposed
Oh
to
my.
be.
Why is there a griffin in
never
the
noticed.
background?
Yeah, I know it is a griffin. I
Yeah.
think it's supposed to be like Ye Olden Dragons style artwork, but it is a griffin.
I mean, it does have feathers,
it does have
which
feathers.
Saphira did. And I mean, it's the same picture that was in Brom's book.
Or they were dragon riders. They were griffin riders.
Right?
Is this the prequel? Wait, did we just figure something out? Is Christopher going to publish a book tomorrow?
About griffins?
with the prequel.
Griff. I would be all for griffins being in his world.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the end of the movie. Yeah. I mean, we've already heard everything. The story was mediocre. They cut out so much. Acting was okay for some.
Yeah.
Not so
Jeremy
for others,
Irons,
but
no. Jeremy Irons, no matter what,
I love Jeremy Irons' acting. He was so good.
And
he's
I mean,
definitely a highlight.
if they had taken out the exposition from the start, it would have helped a little bit. Because he pretty much told the same story over again at the beginning where Aragon first, noticed Braum.
It's
He
one
was
of
telling
many
this-
fixes that they'd need to make.
Yeah. It's a small one, but it would help a little bit at least.
Every bit helps. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't see how they would even think of doing a second movie because there's so much that they took out and changed.
Yeah.
A good amount of the second movie was Roran, becoming this big character.
Yeah, and here he's like a coward. He's like, I'm running away because I don't want to join the army. Bye. Pew.
Yeah. But in the books, he's running away because he's trying to make money so that way he can marry the love of his life.
And he's not technically. He's not even running away. I don't get why they had to change it. It's literally, I'm leaving to make money.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
it's because
what
they
it
put
is.
the soldiers in Carver Hall.
Yeah, they just left the soldiers out of Carver Hall. That would have helped. That would have fixed that part. And I'm gonna be honest, some of the music is really good in the movie.
Yeah, I think the score was great.
But yeah, music was actually pretty good. Pretty good. Funny, the book was good. Music was good. Acting was decent. It's just the story writer was
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing, and it was visually beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, from what I heard, it was literally Fox was like, sign here. Okay, thanks. No, like he had like next to no input. He also even couldn't offer input. He was gone touring for Eldest, I believe, during the filming.
Yeah, he actually wanted to cameo in it. He was going to be a Urgle or something.
Yeah.
And get his head chopped off
Yeah.
by Aragorn.
That sounds like a childhood dream of his.
Yeah, but he was unfortunately had a prior commitment.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see, though.
That would have been cool. Ironically, though, the game designers for the video game actually put more effort into reading the book, because apparently they actually made Urgles look like Urgles, and they actually made the places that they went to look like the places from the book.
Maybe instead of a film or a TV show adaptation, we get a video game adaptation.
It depends on how they do that. Honestly, right now, I would take a movie. I would really hope it would be at least 2 hours, because you would have a lot of like.
Yeah.
There have to be a lot of micromanaging the story to make it feel complete. But
And
my biggest hope is for a series, like a 9 to 12 episode series per book, maybe.
I
Yeah.
share that hope. I think a
Yeah.
series would be the way to go. Would you prefer animated or live action, keeping in mind that live action is going to be ridiculously, prohibitively expensive with all the CGI required for Saphira in pretty much every episode?
I would not complain if it was animated. Have you seen The Dragon Prince?
I have not.
Oh, okay. One,
True.
you should definitely see that.
I'll put it on my list.
But two, if it's animated, I would not complain. Would not complain. If it was live action, that'd be even more cool.
I would prefer live action, but yeah, I'm not going to complain about anything we get. Well, unless it's
Yeah.
bad, but you know.
Unless if it's bad, yes, of course. But if it's animated, I would be perfectly happy. If it was live action, really awesome.
Yeah.
Especially, and yeah, you think Disney would be able to afford it? They have so much money.
Yeah.
especially with now that Spider-Man's out.
Yeah, but
That made them
apparently, Chris said before he wanted to do a show or something, but they were like, whoa, you need kids and a boat and deserts and mountains and caves inside mountains. What you think? Apparently, they were like, this is way too much.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
So all we can do now, honestly, at this point, is
Wait and hope.
wait and be hopeful.
Yeah, I think that's the last Tweet Storm that I'll be organising. It's been fun doing these three.
Yeah. I was a
Yeah.
part of the first one, and then the second one I didn't even know about until this one.
I was really active in the first two. Not so much as this one, because like when it comes to tweeting, because I got home from work and I was just dead tired.
Yeah.
I did throw out a tweet, so I did help, but it wasn't like the 50 tweets I was doing the first time. But
Yeah.
don't think that does not mean my enthusiasm has died. I really, really want this to happen. I don't see why Disney would not take a closer look at this.
And especially because Disney really needs a hit show. Like, because Netflix just got Arcane and Squid Game. They really need something that will just.
They need to dig into the Fox vault that they bought and recoup their money. I mean, so far they've been doing Star Wars and Marvel, but they haven't done. They have the rights to Alien. They could easily do an Alien series. They have the rights to this. They could do an Aragon series. They have a rights to a whole bunch of things, X-Men and whatnot.
Yeah,
think
hell,
X-Men.
I don't think they've even touched any of the Fox stuff that they bought.
Yeah, they haven't. So that's another reason why I'm hopeful, because like if you just went and bought Fox and are not going to be using this stuff, you just threw away money. And
Yeah.
that's not good. You have to remake the money. So us pressuring them and seeing how they probably are looking at what can we take from Fox, I think there's a good chance we might be like, look, make this number one, do this for the first thing.
Shadow Void's right too. They also got The Witcher. Witcher was a huge thing too.
And then Amazon Prime has the Lord of the Rings series coming out.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
So Disney needs a like fantasy series to compete.
Yeah.
Yes. And who had the crap? What was the other dragon one? What was that other dragon series? Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones, that was HBO.
Game of Thrones. That was
HBO had Game of Thrones.
The other dragon series.
Wyvern almost.
Yeah, well, they were wyverns.
Yeah.
And people get angry
Yeah, no,
about that.
I get
Me
angry
and one of
about
my
it. Is a
coworkers-
hill I will die on.
Me and my coworkers were talking about the Aragon series, and some guy walked up and he was just like, "Oh, are y'all talking about Lord of the Rings?" No, I'm talking about
No.
Aragons.
Fun fact.
Movie.
Fun fact. Lord of the Rings. All the film rights were sold because the dude had bill to pay. So he was like, "Hey, I'm selling this 100,000 right now," and someone was like, "Deal." Wait. Okay. So I made a post on the Reddit. By the way, still streaming.
Yep, we're still streaming.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess this is now becoming a general chat stream now.
Pretty much, yes.
I posted on Aragon Reddit that that we could possibly be getting the 5th book sooner than expected. Everyone was like, "Oh, psh, you're crazy. There's no way we can get that like that soon." But apparently, Paolini is like either halfway or like 3/4 of the way done writing out the 5th book.
Yeah, he said closer than you think, my bro.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I remember
think
that.
it-
I'm just like,
I think a lot of people are actually going and reconsidering how fast that we will probably be getting at this next book. I mean, if he gets it all done and starts, going through and rewriting a few pieces here and there, I could totally see what I said earlier. Like, we could have it maybe summer or like next Christmas potentially. Probably not next summer. That might still be a little too soon, but probably we could maybe have it next Christmas.
yeah.
What's your theories on what book 5 is going to be about?
Can't say.
I don't think they'll be able to do it as Aragon as the main character. They're gonna
No,
have to.
he's confirmed that there will be new characters. So I'm pretty sure Aragon will be in there, but he will not be the main character. It's gonna be a new character.
Yeah.
One theory I keep hearing is it's either gonna be a Urgle rider or a dwarf rider, potentially.
That would make sense.
My only concern is I hope they don't. He doesn't do a thing where it's like, oh, it's gonna be not a rider. That is my only concern because I'll be like, oh.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't think that you would be able to do that. Because, I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to see the perspective of someone that's not a writer on, like, a perspective on the writers from someone that's not one. But it wouldn't be as, portrayed well. Is that the right
Yeah,
word?
from a main story perspective, side
Yeah,
story
it wouldn't.
perspective.
Yeah, like if he did another book of short stories, that would be a great short story is the perspective of someone that's not a writer seeing all the great things that the writers are doing now.
Another thing, Murtag. A lot of people think it could be Murtag. I really want a Murtag story. He is, I think, the second most beloved character in the entire series, besides Aragon Saphira.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I did hear a rumor of it being a prequel in Brahm's story. That would be a good. I would kind of like that.
I would like a story of Brom and Jode.
Yeah, just Brahm's story in general, because we did get a good amount of it, but we didn't get a lot.
Got the
in the
general overview of what happened. The specific details we still have yet to get.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
definitely love to see a story like that. See Braum raised up. There's okay. So no one ever talks about this. Braum said during book 3 that he was able to outwit everyone, well, except one person, but I was very small back then. And I'm curious on who was this one person who outwitted Braum.
Yeah.
I think Paolini left that in for a potential future story.
Maybe.
I don't know. Would you be interested for a Galbatorix story?
You know, that wouldn't be too bad either. Maybe like a short story, like do in another short story book, have a Galbatorix story. But then again, he's lived so long, it's gonna have to be its own book.
Oh,
Kind of
I
thing.
know. It's a story of different parts of his life. Maybe like one part he's a writer. Next thing you know, it's maybe him becoming him first becoming a writer. Then he
Then his
like
time as so like the first one, his training and his
yes,
way to becoming a writer, and then the second one, his time as a writer, and then the third one, his fall, like
yeah,
So it's
him
like a
falling into
Tales
the
from Alagaesia
Galbatorix.
book, focused on
Yeah,
Galbatorix.
yes.
yeah, that would be nice.
And then like if he wanted to make it a little bit longer, it'd be like fourth one, maybe like the fall, like okay, third one be like the fall, corruption. Fourth one, the overthrow. Then maybe if he wants to do a fifth one, maybe during his rule, his view from his rule or something like that.
Yeah, because
I could definitely,
that was one of the things in the books is we never saw Galbatorix till like the last book. Never saw him, never heard him, nothing. We just kind of knew of him.
yeah, that he was this awesome, he was this incredibly dangerous and powerful bad guy. Although apparently, one reason we didn't hear from him is because apparently he was just busy looking for the name of names. Apparently, I think
Yeah.
he only found it maybe like a month or so before the actual end of the book series.
So maybe that could be part of the tales, his search for the name of names.
It may
Yes.
even be closer to the end of the book because he didn't really use it until
Until
the
fighting
Varden reached Urbane.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I would love to see like a full shuriken, like in live action or in
Oh, that would
TV
be
or whatever.
amazing.
Like the huge black dragon, like oh, that would be great.
That'd be amazing to see. And you know what? Let's not forget. Paolini technically finished his script for *The Sleep and Sea of Stars*.
Oh, he made a script for it?
Yeah, he was working on that with his sister Angela.
Yeah,
Oh.
they actually did make that. So
And it's already
Somewhere-
been optioned by Made Up Stories and Snoot Entertainment, I believe.
yeah, I'm curious to see how that will play out.
I'm actually currently reading that one. I'm about a quarter through it. So far, it's really good. I like it.
I'm looking at your Twitter feed. Disney working on a remake.
Yeah. That's one of the gifts from the original Tweet Storm. Well, how do you think the Tweet Storm went?
So
I
this
didn't- Didn't see it trending here, but I heard some people say it was trending.
Might have been trending in certain places because
Yeah.
trending in like US is not the same as trending in Germany or Australia.
Yeah.
So I can see it. I can see with how everyone's busy with the holidays. This is like a final hurrah. Let's do this, Disney. Maybe a last blip on their radar, a small blip. Be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're talking to us again. As a
Yeah.
final reminder. But I think they probably have got the message. Unless somehow we could create a tsunami of like, what, we have 50,000, if we can make like 5 million tweets, but unless we do something like that, I think anything else, I mean, future tweet storms will still be like a good reminder, hey, we still are into this, but I think
The first one was the biggest. It
yes,
got 55,000 tweets before we finished trending, and probably close to 60,000 or so by the time that was all over.
Paolini did say Disney heard us and did take a look at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I think they gave us a BS excuse of, oh, we're waiting for money to come back. I'm like, you're Disney. You have plenty of money.
I think their excuse was that they're waiting for them to go back to full staff after COVID. I think
Yeah,
that was
and
their excuse.
they can't do anything at the moment. Like, and even if they are working on something, they can't tell us because
Yeah.
Yeah,
there needs to be an announcement for that.
Personally, my theory, I think they actually went to Paolini, said we'll get back to you on this. Then they actually did say, okay, actually we do want to actually maybe take a closer look at this.
Yeah, and
think-
a closer look doesn't necessarily mean a new series or anything, but they definitely it's definitely got attention.
I think it's at least on their list of definitely maybes.
Yeah.
A list.
Yeah.
And I think
And the tweet storm pushes it up the list.
yes, and I think that's why when Paolini said we should definitely know about it before the end of the year. I think he's gonna get back from Disney on whether or not that went from maybe to yes, or at least like, I don't know, the next stage or something like that before it's greenlit. So I'm excited. I'm hopeful. Good series, and like I said, Disney spent money to buy Fox, which means they spent money to buy Aragon. They don't use it. That's literally them just burning money. So I think they are incentivized to try to use it.
Yeah. I'm hoping. Oh, so random thing. Apparently, 2 hours ago, Christopher said that he already has a title for book 5.
He does.
Actually, we heard he actually said a long time ago. The title for book 5 is an inheritance. What that title is, no one knows.
Yeah, because someone said, hey, can you give us a title for book 5? And he's just like, I never start writing without a title. So he already has a title for it.
He has a title. He had it all thought out, by the way. He's just literally putting it to paper. Probably tweaking a few things. That's why I honestly think we could maybe have a book maybe by summer if he's fast. Probably by Christmas of next year.
Maybe.
So in Tweetstorm related news, Disney is trending with 210,000 tweets. And if you look at the top tweets currently for Disney, it's mostly Aragon remake stuff.
So are you saying Aragon itself is not the top
But
trending thing?
No.
But within but Disney is trending, and within Disney, we are at the top of it.
Yes, that is correct.
Ooh, that still means something. What are the other trending things?
So
it's not a way to be like, it's not a way to kill our hopes or anything, but I believe because the Spider-Man movie did just come out,
Oh yeah,
a lot of the trending's gonna be focused on
Spider.
So there isn't. I can't see any Spider-Man related things here. Most of it's about YouTube TV and Disney. And aside from that, it's all Aragon remake.
On the bright side, if people are looking at Disney stuff, hey, if they're looking at Disney and our stuff is trending, maybe that means more people will see it.
Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah.
Aragon.
Yeah, it'll pop up when they go, oh, why is Disney trending with 210,000 tweets? And they'll search it,
Yeah.
and then in the mix is all this Aragon remake stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I remember from the first tweet storm, a lot of people are like, whoa, what's this? Why is this trending? And then a lot of people saw it and they were like, ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people said, oh, I haven't thought of Aragon in ages. I can't believe this is such a big part of my childhood. I'm so nostalgic.
And that's another thing. Paolini said now is the perfect time for the nostalgia feeling because the people who read Aragon and saw the first movie, were, it was 15, 16 years ago. Well, that's when we were all like, 16, 18-year-olds, and now we're, late 20s, early 30s. So now is kind of the perfect time to hit that.
Well, I think that will be the conclusion of our stream. What do you
Awesome.
reckon?
Yeah, we could continue on, but in general for the actual tweet and whatnot, I say it's completed. I say this actually went pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I mean, we did get we got Disney trending at least, so
I think Disney was already trending, but what we did get is
Yeah.
to the top of
Disney.
that Disney list.
Yeah.
We stole the spotlight
Exactly,
from
yeah.
the
There you
top
go.
of that.
It's a good way to put it.
So hopefully Disney actually notices. And I mean, I'm looking at all of the fan art in the tweet storm, and a lot of it is just amazingly beautiful.
Oh yeah, this fandom is amazing when it comes to some of the artwork that they draw.
Like I found someone did fan art of what they thought that their dragon would look like. It does have feathers, but it still looks beautiful. And
I thought of making a Dragon Rider character. Unfortunately, I'm one of those weird ones that likes to match sci-fi and fantasy together. Apparently, people are like, "What?" So that's a Dragon Rider like
going through
Mass
space.
Effect armor. It's weird. It's weird. I know, but I like it.
I mean, didn't someone say that there's a how do I say this? That there's a reference to Aragon and to Sleep in a Sea of Stars?
Have you seen? Well, first off, have you seen To Sleep and Sea of, or read To Sleep and Sea of Stars?
I haven't completely read it. I've just like heard.
I can
talk
tell
that
you, but
ref-
but I'm curious about whether or not you care for spoilers.
I probably will recognize it when I do hit it.
Okay, yeah, it's a very. It's not like ooh sneaky. No, it's very right on the nose, in
So
your
it's-
face.
So it's very like, hey, this is a reference to Aragon.
It's very in your face, and you have to be blind to kind of miss it.
Ah, okay.
Don't panic. Like I said, you'll see it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap up this stream, or at least head out.
Yeah, I may head out too.
It was fun. One future stream idea maybe. The Aragon game. If anyone ever wanted to stream that.
I
The
don't
idea-
have it, so that's not something I can do.
don't
have it.
But I'm looking forward to seeing someone if they do.
Yeah.
Is it on Steam? Let's see. Is it on anything?
I mean, that thing was 2006 for like the 360. I think you need an emulator to run that.
Probably. Then again, I could still play
Oh.
Dragon Age Origins through Steam.
You could. Also, good chatting with everyone in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a community.
All right, I'm gonna head out. See you guys later.
Thanks for
Oh, you
joining
can buy
us,
it on
Crydrake.
PC.
Yeah, good chatting with you guys.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna head to another VC right now.
Alright, well, have fun.
Yeah. It was good talking. If I could press the right fucking button. There it is.
Alright, see you later, Lord Sky.
See you, bud.
Well, that was good fun, and you know what? I enjoyed watching the Aragon movie. It's, don't see it often, so it was good to chat about it. Well, keep on tweeting throughout the day if you have any ideas of what you want to see in an Aragon remake, or any more thoughts about how the Aragon movie hurt you. You can leave those on Twitter. Make sure to include the Aragon remake hashtag. And yeah, just keep telling the world that this is a good source material that we can use to create interesting media. And, well, I think this will be the last tweet storm that I organise personally, but I'll be more than happy to participate in any others. And yeah, I can't wait to do more stuff for the community. But until then, thank you very much for watching. And if you watched the Aragon movie as well, thank you very much for watching that and putting yourself through that. And we'll see you all later. If you do want to talk to us more, you can join the Arcaena Discord server at discord.gg/Arcaena. And we'll be in there generally all the time. And you can talk with us. So, without further ado, goodbye and thank you for joining us.
Saw the words within his mind, dragons and danger lurking inside. It was the story of our youth. The sly fox said he could tell the truth. Those beloved was brought to light. Then the clouds rolled in, riding the winds of change. They brought the thunder. Full of hope and wonder as those dark clouds roll